We're at the St. Paul Ice Fishing Show. We're visiting with Chris Beberg from Polar Fox. Chris, how's the show going so far?
First day here, a couple hours in. It's been a lot of fun. Super busy start. I think everyone's really excited with the ice building already. We got a great year ahead of us, so it's been a fun start.
Tell me a little bit about what's going on with Polar Fox this year.
Polar Fox, we're really making a big push on the skid houses this year. We've got our new Model X here, which we do in a couple of lengths, but it's really great for the forward-facing sonar. So we can line up a bunch of people, have a linear row of holes, share that all up with one sonar or one transducer up onto the TVs, and popular layout that was great in the trailers, and we're doing it in the skid houses. So fun to show that.
Yeah, you got into it a little bit there, but what are the advantages really of using live sonar in a fish house?
Yeah, I'll show you if you want to sneak in here with me quick. You know, the advantage is really how much fun it becomes to share the fishing experience, I think. And what we do is with one transducer down, for the person that's having to set up the house, set up everything, bring the gear for your family or friends, if you're that person, it's really nice to deal with one transducer. And in this case, it sits right in the middle on most of your forward-facing systems. That makes my job easy. I don't have a lot to bring out, but I also don't have a lot of sonars in the house where people trip over them and so forth. But really the magic on forward-facing sonar, to me, is how interactive it makes for everybody out there. So we're now able to see everybody's fishing activity. So it's kind of fun to noodle people when you're missing one, or hey, the fish is coming to you, or you stole my fish. But what it does is keeps everybody engaged, because now we're seeing that fish move through the area. We know there's fish there. We can tell size. We can often tell species that's down there. And so now we're sharing, we're conversing, we're discussing it. And that's the blast of forward facing for me. Yeah, you know, you definitely, some people get worried you catch a lot more fish. It's not been my problem. I really just have a lot of fun using it.
So this house is set up really specifically for that. You've got the couple of televisions here.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of networked together. And people come in and take a look at this. What are they saying?
They sit down for quite a while and they just can imagine themselves in it. And what we see a lot is, again, when they think of bringing their grandkids, their kids, their friends into it, and they start to want to share that experience, that's where really this house becomes so fun. And they're picturing all those people having fun together out on the ice, and that's why I call it very family friendly. Is I think we really do well to make it a bigger experience than just catching fish. We have a lot of fun together in these, so that's what I hear them talking about.
We're seeing a lot of skid houses at the show this year. Is that kind of a new trend, something that you're seeing?
You know, I look back, 14 years ago I came here with the very first manufactured ice fishing skid house, and we were put in the hallway upstairs, and I was kind of thinking back to that, and you know, the questions then were, how does this work? How do you trailer it? It was kind of the initial. So along those years, you know, skid houses have come a long way. We're definitely seeing, you know, I've probably dealt with almost 1,000 people on skids over the years. You start to really see when are people successful in loving a skid house as their house for many years, and when is it not the right fit and wheelhouses are a better fit. So yeah, there's definitely an increase in the number of skid houses out there. It's an awesome opportunity for the right person, I think, with the right type of expectations on what their trailer might be, where they use it, what they tow it with, and I think that's the fun conversation to have when you're here.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. Who is a wheelhouse for?
You know, it's still, a wheelhouse still has a big advantage if you're using, say, four-wheelers. I like them. If you're a person that has wheels on a four-wheeler and you're going to have limitations for the type of conditions you go through based on that towing machine, all of a sudden a lightweight trailer is a very effective system. I kind of argue, say, central Minnesota and south Dakotas, where you get a lot of wind blowing, the lake's more clear and hardening off quick, versus your Wisconsins, where you got deep bowl lakes holding a lot of snow. In these areas with less snow, like the Dakotas, it's great to have wheels. You got less, you don't have that friction of the skis. You can get on and off those little lakes easy. So there's places where I like a lightweight wheelhouse. And I think when people are making these decisions, it's really important. Consider an RV type of wheelhouse, fantastic comfort and all the space and so forth. But that's a whole category in a weight system that's different than there is a slice of wheelhouses that are light and that you can really think about, is that fit your priorities the best most of the time versus an RV or versus a skid house? For me, I love our trailers, but I'm a skid house guy, because I know that there's 10 to 15% of the time I can't do with a trailer what I'm going to go do with this skid house. I like the layouts, I love them, but I know that I'm safe and I can go more places, and that's kind of worth the extra work for me on the skid house.
Yeah, I actually misspoke. What I wanted to ask was, what's the customer profile for skid house? Who's this ideal for?
It's, the first thing we always hear from people is, boy, I love this. If I lived on a lake, that would be my choice for a fish house. So yeah, that is a nice use where I just pull it back to the shoreline. I pull it out and fish. These are so lightweight and easy to move that I actually pull mine in almost every day, go search for fresh ice the next day. Certainly can leave them out there. That person is an obvious user, but where we're trying to bridge the gap and expand it is, I'm a person that travels around to different lakes. I bring a side-by-side with tracks with me as a common question. So now how do I get a fish house that matches what my towing machine can do? And that's where the skid kind of comes in. If I'm running a Ranger, Defender, name your brand, crew cab, standard cab with the tracks on it, that machine weighs a lot. Getting it in a trailer makes a very big, heavy trailer. So I dislike that myself. I want a lightweight fish house that floats, that says, hey, I've got this $30,000, $40,000 machine designed to go through deep snow and slush. I want a fish house that comes with me. That's where the skid really opens it up and says, yeah, you can go anywhere you want. If that machine gets there, the skid house will come with you. Then we just package it on the right trailer and try to make that simple and easy for how you would otherwise tow trailers in your life and work through those things. But skids are, to me, it's all about, are you going to use the advantage of the flotation in the go anywhere type of approach, or do you live on the lake? It becomes kind of an obvious there.
Tell me a little bit about Polar Fox. What are the advantages to going with the Polar Fox skid house?
Thank you. I mean, Polar Fox, what we're really key on is making our panels that we use for our walls, our ceiling, and our floor. It's a composite panel, so we have fiberglass on both sides of this, inside and out. It's a high-density foam board in the middle, so it's rot-proof, very lightweight, extremely strong, perfectly insulated 100% everywhere. And that's kind of, where our magic starts is the structure of what we build. It's the kind of thing you'll have for forever. Then we trim it out with our PVC inside, so you've got rot-proof again, very strong, durable materials that we use on that. I think it looks awesome. And then it's a matter of, from there, I think a lot of the layouts. We listen to the users, we are users ourselves, but we really work hard to make things that are effective for how you walk in and out of the house. How do you fish it? How do you use your sonars? We think about those and try to help people make sure that they just jump in, have fun, fish, and it's all been thought about and figured out for them ahead of time.
Chris, is there anything that I didn't ask you that you wanted to talk about?
No, I appreciate you coming here. It's really fun right now in the ice fishing industry because there's a lot of great products. It's a great year ahead of us. So come on down to the St. Paul show. Everyone that's here is having a lot of fun. You're seeing new things. I'm seeing all kinds of new vendors. Sometimes shows are getting a bad name that there's nothing new. Not this year at the St. Paul show. Come on in. There's a ton of new stuff to see.
People want to find out more about Polar Fox. What's the best way for them to do it?
PolarFoxOutdoors.com is the website, and then we got a good amount of stuff on Facebook as well. My cell phone's everywhere, and I welcome calls pretty much 7 days a week. Love to talk ice fishing.
All right, he's Chris Beberg from Polar Fox. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Chris.